Hello world, my name is Kyle Baylitz, and I'm here to speak about the terrible news of the recent Connecticut shootings. And most importantly, I want to debunk the myths of the reality of society today and really uncover the true facts of the situation of what happens and to help incur more understanding rather than judgment, demonizing, and monstrosity of the actions of this man who is clearly sick in the head medically, not just saying that he's just crazy, but actually medically sick, and that in reality, he is not just a perpetrator, a killer, a monster, but in reality, he's also a victim. And as you can see, I'm dressed as a crazy, insane person, right? Pretty creepy, huh? Pretty crazy. I'm nuts, right? Well, I'm a person that has dealt with a mental illness, whether I believe it or not, whether it's my personality, but there's one thing that I really related to this person that I recently saw the news. Every time I hear a school shooting, I feel sorry for the families and the people that were killed, the families destroyed, but I just want to let notice that, hey man, hey people, don't judge what you see on the surface. Please do not judge people like me that were really bad people. Yes, we might be medically sick in the head, but it's because that we're suffering. And it's like I am stuck in the straitjacket. I've dealt with the social anxiety problem all of my life, and it's been difficult trying to relate, trying to talk to people. I know I'm okay in camp. I'm really fine in camp, but my illness or my disability or whatever you want to call it, my personality, I'm pretty introverted, and I can't stand being around a lot of people. It makes me freaking nuts, like a crazy patient that I gotta take medicine for. I was talking to people online, and it makes me sick how cruel some people can be and judge people with conditions like me that were different, that in reality were just misunderstood. Yeah, just imagine the pain and suffering that this man inflicted on these parents and children and family and people in the world. Now intensify that and live with that the rest of your life. And now I just want to show you that, as you can see, I'm dressed up. I want to just debunk the myths, and I'm here to describe my feelings on and beliefs and opinions on the matters that happen and most school shootings, and that in reality, I just want to debunk the myth that please don't judge these murderers and killers, that in reality they're actually people too, and that they're medically sick, and it's really difficult. And I just want to describe to you today, and I'm sorry to say that people just say, oh, when I try to talk to society and other people, I immediately get reactions, oh my god, you're supporting a killer and you allow that. What happens if your son died? Obviously I'm not a parent, so I cannot tell the loss, I guess, when losing someone, but I have felt the loss of losing my mind, and I know I've been paranoid, and I really have difficult issues being with people, because when I get stressed and tired and fatigued, I tend to get loopy, and I tend to believe people are talking against me, and this is a social anxiety disorder. I cannot stand being around people. It's like people are all flames all around me, and they're coming in and caving in, and then I'm trapped, that I'm claustrophobic by all these people, and I hear these things and voices, not just voices out of the blue, but when I'm around people that I need a stimulus, like a lot of crowds talking, voice talking, people, I just don't like that. I don't know if it's my introversion or I just don't like people in general. I know I am not a monster, but I feel guilty about it, and I think it's just people like judgmental people, they tend to demonize us when in reality, they have to realize that we're human too, and we make mistakes, but you must realize that we're also in pain, we're suffering, and I'll tell you, I'll take this off right now. People have multiple facets, multiple masks, these schemas that society deems on them. First, you see the crazy mentally ill patient that you need to put in the medical hospital, right? But once you take that off, you see a prisoner. A prisoner of the mind, see? It's a really lonely reality. It's not a fulfilling life, and it's just not simple shyness that I just can't get over this disorder. And people condemn me for my YouTube videos when in reality, isn't it better to express myself how I feel? The frustration, the isolation, the loneliness, the despair? I just don't understand, because until you truly lived in isolation and pain, where you just cannot relate to people, you realize how lonely you are. And people who condemn these people, who put themselves in chains, the mind that puts yourself in these chains that you just can't take off. And in reality, I'm just a prisoner in my home because I'm not comfortable going out. People just tell me, oh, you're just shy, just talk to people. It's not like that. It's my heart racing, I'm sweating, I'm in pain, I'm suffering here. And people don't understand that until you live in 24 hours of isolation, the only people you got is your family, but they sometimes, that closeness tends to become a folie à douce, where you end up bouncing off the negativity with each other. And now I'm a twin, and my brother has similar problems, and because I had to move out and live at mom's, I can't stand his darkness, I can't stand his despair. But we're both in this prison with our warden of our mother and dad, and it's not like we can just go out like that and be comfortable around people. This is different on the camera, okay? My personality on the camera is not what you see me in person. In person, I'm really quiet, I'm paranoid, I'm kept up, I don't trust people, okay? It's not that simple where I'm feeling pain, I'm suffering, I just can't talk to people and express myself properly where people could understand me. But instead, people tend to tell me to be quiet. Oh, it's not like that. It's like they don't know how to handle me, that they're afraid. Okay. But don't you understand? Even Morgan Freeman stated online that the problem here with society is that we tend to focus on just the negative effects what happen, but not the individuals, like the victims and the perpetrator who is also a victim himself. And now we get people who that do evil deeds to get that attention that they slowly speak. And it's hard living with the mental illness because you can't just talk to people and say, oh man, I can't do that. It's stressing me out. And then they just see you as weak. Even sometimes I judge myself and see myself as weak, and I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. It's not just that simple. And when my ex really did left me, I did get pretty worked up. And no, I'm not that type of person that can just go out and go to a freaking club, enjoy my time. No, that actually intensifies my reactions. But it's like I'm in this crucifix where I need people. Humans are social creatures, but I can't be around them either. And that's the issue of today, and that sometimes things just cannot be ignored. Like my ex, I feel like she was really cruel to me. And if she really truly loved me and understood me, that her problems were intensifying my problems, but when I told her to back off, she decides just to bounce off away like that because she couldn't deal with me. And maybe she felt that much pain, but hell, she thought that she felt pain. I had to feel pain every day by just trying to adapt, trying to relate to people, and I can't. I don't know if I'm an intense person, but I'm restless. I just cannot sit still, and I take antidepressants, and that doesn't help. It sometimes helps sometimes, but that irritability, that restlessness, that fear, that just cannot be overcome. I'm sorry. Call me weak, call me crazy, insane, but how does that help? That does not help my situation at all. That only causes misunderstanding, alright? And this misunderstanding, the society, that when these things happen, that these people, they make bad choices, alright? And it's because they are in pain, okay? And they're human. You must realize that once I take off this prisoner mask, that beneath that insane person behind the straitjacket, behind the jailbait costume and the prisoner of life, that in reality, these people deep down are normal people, okay? They're normal people like you and me. And we people, instead of demonizing these people and calling them monsters and saying that, oh, why would somebody do that, some crazy crap like that? And then people tell me, oh, I felt that low, so I cannot understand why that person would do such a thing. I may be stupid, alright? I may be retarded, and I may not understand I may not be the most charming type person, but I think I do have a lot of insight of human nature. And what I wanted to show today is that we're just like normal people. But you see that we're just on a flat note. We just don't connect, okay? We just don't connect with the notes where this sounds all great. People are like that, okay? But we're just like this. And it's a lonely world. And of course, why would somebody want something so dark and disgusting like that dissonance rather than harmony and something that flows well like the C chord, alright? But the flats and the chromatics, that's me. And folks like me, and the shooters like people, including at Virginia Tech, Showa, he had a social anxiety problem, I'm pretty sure of. He just could not stand around people, and it just made him nuts. I'm not saying that he's a bad person, but he made bad choices, okay? This person's a human being, and I just want to extend that fact that we're just people on different notes. It doesn't mean we're bad people, but maybe we make bad choices, but maybe we just need people to listen to, rather than tell us to shut us up more and not allow us to express ourselves honestly and openly. There's a lot of guilt in me because I just don't feel like I could talk to people that would really understand me, because how could I talk to people when I feel like when they just tell me that, oh, you're just weak, you can't do this, we gotta do this for the family, you're selfish, you don't love me. But hey, maybe sometimes we do have to be selfish, and people need to be considerate for introverted people like me. We just want space, okay? It doesn't mean that we don't like you, we don't hate you, we just want space. But we also want to be connected somehow. And it's just not that simple where we just go out and about like most extroverts where they get all these likers and they're popular. And then, yeah, I can understand why those people say, oh yeah, they're crazy. They should be in prison, but alright? They're crazy, alright? They're crazy. Straight jacket crazy, alright? And that they should be in prison. And you know what? At least over half of the mentally ill people are in prison, okay? I'm pretty fortunate that I actually have an outlet in these YouTube stuff, and that's why I get so passionate and so angry and bitter when people criticize my work. And I know understands the opinion, but it's all I have to connect with this world. I rather destroy my reputation by doing the anger Asian rants online than destroy a person, another human being, okay? I know there were thoughts that I actually wanted to kill people, okay? Even my ex and my own self. My brother dealt with suicidal issues for the past 3 years, and he ended up going to the hospital twice. And look at him. He's not fixed, people. I know jail doesn't help people. It only increases lack of impulse control, okay? But in reality, the mental illness that binds you, we're victims, okay? We're just not bad people. We just make sometimes bad choices, and I'm not saying that these people are making the right choices, okay? And that I condone these things. I don't. But I'm just saying, please don't see them only as monsters, but see them sick as well. Think about it. With Columbine, with Virginia Tech, the one that happened in Minnesota with the Indian reservations, all these shootings. I don't think a normally sane, happy person would commit such acts. And most people like me are pretty unhappy, okay? I try to say, oh, I'm happy today. Oh, I can let go of this, okay? No, that's not my personality. I'm sorry, maybe someday you folks, you can let go of the pain, but the chip on my shoulder, especially with my ex and losing my mind in 8th grade and being adopted and divorce and dealing with the infidelity and trust issues, abandonment issues, it left me pretty broken, okay? But I want you to know that I'm a human being with feelings. That doesn't mean that I don't have compassion for people. All I want is, I don't expect my friend, but I just want people to understand, have some empathy. I know with my problems, I think I actually have a lot of empathy, probably more so for people that are broken rather than normal people. So I don't know how normal people can function without going crazy like me. But we're all human, we're all different, and that we're just different people. But just remember, we're people, but we're not these monsters as some of these express. I feel like the society condones people for feeling human dark emotions, but the dark emotions, the anger, the rage, the violence, the hate, the bloodshed, the sadness, the despair, the misery, the suffering is all part of humans. Please don't ignore the good stuff, but there's also the bad stuff. And I don't think you should judge a person if they feel more bad than the good. Maybe they can't appreciate the good as much, but hey, I tried. I'm 25 years old and I'm still an unhappy person. I know I can't relate, but in reality, I realized it's not just about changing, all right? It's not just about changing, but accepting. And I really feel like the society needs to accept people like me, and not saying these shooters that we shouldn't condone their actions, but instead of just imprisoning them and putting them in prison or the mental hospital and telling them to go out of mental hospital, just try to understand them. Not saying they should just be friends with them, just have that acknowledgement. Yeah, I can picture myself in that shoes, and maybe there are people that can't. Maybe they're mentally strong people. I give you credit. Maybe you're stronger than me. I don't know. I'm pretty sure happiness are people for those that are strong-minded, but I'm not that kind of person. I'm pretty weak-minded, but I think it allows me the sensitivity to understand people's darker motivations and not just the good. And all I just want to say is, as Morgan Freeman stated, that we need more mental health help in these schools, and this just shows the evil society that a person would commit such adulterous, evil acts on people just to get the attention that he probably should have gotten way before in the beginning. I know he had problems at home with his mom where he shot his mom. Okay, I'm pretty sure she forced him into social situations that she probably didn't understand him, which he thought was love. Like sometimes my parents do. And it gets me nuts. And people don't understand why I'm like that. And they wonder why I want to keep them at arm's length. I know that I don't want to become the monster, and that it's really about not sacrificing myself, but learning to say no. And learning to say no when you're stressed out. And this guy ended up going to breaking point. And I'm pretty sure he felt alone. He couldn't get the support from his family, so he ended up shooting them. And he hated the school that he was in, so I'm pretty sure he took it out on them. He did it for the wrong reasons, but this person was in pain, okay? And I really believe that even the most darkest people on the empty slate, even with psychopaths, I feel like there's genetically wrong with their brain. And even though they can't think right, and that maybe they're not nice people, but deep down, I think the great point of being human is that I think we do have goodness inside us. And I want to believe in the goodness in people rather than the bad. But we see so much bad that I just have to feel like I have to detach myself from the world. Because I guess, I don't know if I get too sensitive about the negative things in the news and the media and the sex and the violence and all that negative shit. Maybe I just become the joke of it all. And I believe laughter is pretty much my only way to cope with life. And maybe some people don't get it, but really, when you reach the darkness of despair, please understand and don't demonize these people. And we're not monsters. In reality, I really do believe that once you take off all the clothes and strip them down, all right? Once you strip a person down, they become something beautiful. And that we're all God's image. And that each and every one of us has good qualities, even though sometimes we make bad choices, all right? And that we're all angels of God's heaven. And just that we're just beautiful, all right? This is beauty, folks. We're all God's image. We just need to be understood and loved, all right? and that true beauty comes within. And with such negative behavior of calling somebody negative, and they end up becoming that negative. But deep down, I believe there has to be some light, some faith, some hope, rather than hatred and destruction. But I really believe that with all these negative images in society, that we just need to be ourselves. And me, it's just being a beautiful angel, a dancer named Chance. All right, again, my name is Kyle Balitz. You can please leave your comments below what you think about this. I don't know if you could actually relate, but hopefully I showed some image. And basically, people start off as crazy psychos. People judge them negatively. Please don't do that. Even I have struggles doing that. And that these people, they're in prison. They're binded to this. They're binded. And they're just not just medicine. Medicine just doesn't solve anything. They're still people, okay, with problems. And you just can't tell someone to just go to the hospital that you're crazy, okay? And that in reality, they're all normal people that wear clothes. But once you strip everything down, you become something beautiful. God's image and God's light. This is Kyle Balitz, and I'm speaking for our channel, Real Group Station. I know some of you complain about my anger Asian rants, but I really do believe I want something positive. It's just been really difficult trying to get over my ex, and this was the only way I express myself and find and relate and connect with the society than just going to other people like most people can. And I know I'm going to be misunderstood for this, and I'm just asking for please help, just love. I know that sometimes hate follows love, but deep down, that love, that forgiveness, that understanding, that compassion, it's all we need in this world. We need more angels like me. And if you're an angel, you should just pat yourself in the back and spread your wings and fly. Okay, take care, world.
Your punishment must be more severe. That once you break your soul, you'll see. It's time to go mobile. See, you merely adopted the dark. I grew up in it.